Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here, New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. This is a Bible, the Inspirational Alphabet Bible, that was in many homes in the first half of the 20th century. I just had a friend of mine, Brother O.C. Marler, sent me this and just thought it was fantastic. You can tell it's been fixed with tape, and it looks like it's because it's kind of like an imitation leather. It does have the semi-yap, so it's like it tried to have the real fancy Bible look, but in an imitation leather. But the integrity of the Bible is still real good. Another neat little thing, I don't know if you can see that, it has like a purple ribbon marker. And again, I mean, I don't see any pages, maybe the first pages, maybe a little loose or something. And also the thumb indexing is still intact, and I love the gold thumb indexing. Unlike the black thumb indexing with gold lettering, this would be in the reverse. And you can see the gold lettering is still here. And I wanted to show you the fancy end sheet that is in there. I mean, that is just a first class. And people back in the day, I mean, they may have paid like $50 for this, which, let's say in the 40s, this was printed in 1947, that may be the equivalent of like $500 today. But to get the words of life, what price would you pay? I guess we'd pay a lot more than that to get God speaking to man. You can just see how elegantly it is done. That's one of the saddest things in our generations, kind of the denigration of the Bible, both in the church and in society. And if you're Pentecostal like me, everybody just wants to roll with the gifts of the Spirit, which I'm a big believer in. Had them in operation yesterday. But we do need the centrality of Jesus, and Jesus is the Word of God. We lift up our hands to the Word of God. I know the letter killeth, spirit gives life, but the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So you can see 1940, copyright 43, copyright 47. And the full color paintings are by Albert H. Winkler, and subjects selected and symbolically interpreted by Melbourne I. Feltman, printed in the USA. Now, it's not going to have like center column reference, and it's kind of, for such a huge Bible, it's really small print. Now, I'm going to show you some things about the paintings by Winkler. I'll show you this particular painting by Winkler. I remember going to Old Country Church growing up, and they always had one picture was a picture of Jesus, and another picture was a picture of a soldier kneeling down. And, those things made an impact. And so it comes, who have done this thing? Okay, so the symbolic interpretation of who hath done this thing. Darkness of night, the veil of idolatry, shutting out divine inspiration and the unrighteous, at the same time providing protection for those who would destroy evil through God's direction. Oxen, unintelligent physical strength. I'll just let you look at this. The trees of Baal, manifestation. So everything in these paintings, which are all throughout here, he did it with a purpose in mind. And a lot of people don't realize that many of the movies, the operas, the songs, and the paintings, both now and throughout history, have meanings behind them. And some people, again, they just don't comprehend that. And they just look at them as forms of enjoyment, not seeing the deeper meaning. So we're going to get, it does have red letter, and it does have the summaries before each chapter, but really small print. But we're going to see the reason for that is because most of this Bible is, or let's say half, not most, is going to be study helps. So let's take a look at that. Now let me just show you this. This is just good. The Life of Jesus in Pictures, illustration by Albert H. Winkler. So things like this, I mean, for children, for people that don't know how to read, or for people that just want to get a broad summary of the life of Jesus. Just excellent stuff. And it's done on, thicker, like cardboardish type paper. And I can't get over how little of the gold edging has come off of this Bible. It is just there. Almost looks like art gilt edging. I think it is, which is the gold on top of red. The new Premier Study Bible we're working on is going to have gold on top of blue, believe it or not. But it just keeps on going, this life of Jesus. I mean, just tons. Several pages. I'm turning multiple pages at the time, and it's just still going. So that's good. Some of you may still use Union Gospel Press Sunday School literature. They're going to have picture cards like this. It's good to. Now, a lot of people are against that. A lot of people are against any pictures of Jesus predicated on the Ten Commandments, and I do understand that. And they say the Jews never had that. Well, at the same time, the Jews did have cherubim. They were commanded to do cherubim sewn into the veil of the temple and things such as that. So let's see if it's red letter. It is red letter in Revelation. Okay, and so here is the Bible in alphabet. The Bible in alphabet. So it's basically what we would call like maybe a glorified concordance or something. A subject index like that's in Cambridge Bibles, which has a concordance and maybe a little bit of explanation with it. So you can see that. It takes up a good part of the Bible, and I was wrong even about the half. Let's say a third to a quarter. Admitting when you're wrong, one of the great things we should do in life. Admit when we're wrong. But you can see the maps. I mean, especially for this era, early 1940s. Let's see if I can. I'm thinking this map goes further out, and I'm not figuring it out. Okay, but look at the detail. Just amazing. And then we do the map like this, and it's got 3 more maps. But it's like topographical. That's really cool. Palestine. There's a lot of people don't like the Holy Land to be called Palestine. Okay, so Bible and alphabet, we'll show you some more of that. But it's got the semi-yap, it's got overhang on it. It's almost a full yap, but it is not flexible at all. So this is going to be an instance where the book block is much smaller than the cover itself. The book block is going to be much smaller than the cover itself. So like the book block is like 8 3/4 by 5 1/2, whereas if we measure, and I'm not going to be able to do it, it's like 10 1/2 by 6 and 6.6 inches, just because of the yap. Now let's see how thick this thing is. It is, whoops, let me turn that over. It is a good 2 1/4 inches thick, or 2, maybe even up to 4/10 of an inch thick. So just look at how beautiful the imprinting is on the front. The grain of the imitation leather is just fantastic. And this is done by the Dickson company, John H. Dickson, who I think later did the Dickson's Analytical Bible, which many people, that's still like their favorite study Bible they've ever had. So the Inspirational Bible, or the Bible with alphabet, great. Reminds us, harkens back to an older time. Fall in love with the Bible. You'll fall in love with Jesus when you do. God bless. I love you.